The Unavoidable Disappearance of Tom Durnin by Steven Levenson is a play, basically, it's a pretty raw, emotional play about a father and son dysfunctional relationship.
The play is about a man named Tom Durnin, who is a former securities attorney who's been in prison for 5 years for a white-collar crime, who gets out and starts to try to put his life back together with somewhat disastrous consequences for everyone involved.
When we meet Tom, he's just gotten out of prison a few weeks before, and he would like to come back to his family. He'd like to come back to the world he left. It's a scary place to be, and there's a certain amount of desperation that goes along with it.
It's very personal, it's very human, and there's this beautiful father-son relationship and this family dynamic that we are sort of watching, you know, fall apart and attempt to reassemble.
It's a unique story unto itself. It really dives into the family and all the members of the family and the repercussions.
The first thing that drew me to the play was the writing. The writing is a very sort of naturalistic writing. It's very conversational.
Scott Ellis will be back to direct that play in the late spring.
Scott Ellis is an incredibly collaborative director, and actors can't help but feel very comfortable with him. He doesn't impose some directorial vision that feels false upon the project. He really lets the actors find it for themselves. And Scott has a great sense of humor too, which is mirrored in Steven's writing, obviously. This is also quite a funny play, I believe, and Scott has a great sense of timing and a really light touch with some of these scenes. But he's also really mining the play for the dramatic leverage as well.
Scott is, he just has a great feeling for the work that people's doing.
All the actors are bringing something very incredible to the project.
David Morse is someone I've been a fan of forever. I mean, as long as I can remember, and it's very exciting to get to stand across the stage from him.
David has an inherent sense of likability and an inherent sense of something that you trust about this man. And at this point, I couldn't picture another actor playing that role.
The themes of the play are very heavy, but Steven's dialogue is light and funny, and there's a lot of laughs in the room, and it's a real joy to sort of figure out who these people are.
I hope audiences feel moved by the story. I hope they feel the same things that I feel for the main character, Tom Durnin, which is sort of an ambivalence. This is a guy who has done bad things, but ultimately I think you feel something for him. I hope audiences feel something for everyone.
It's very, very moving and heartbreaking and beautiful. I think it's one of the finest new plays I've read in years.